welcome to another Aftermath podcast episode. What's up?
Okay.
You need me to start over?
No. He wanted me to do a theme song, but we don't.
Oh.
I wanted you to pick a different show and do a theme song.
Nope.
Transformers! Oh, that meets the eye! Okay.
Okay,
All
sorry, I had to
right,
get the theme
that's-
song out of the way. After recent discussion, I think I know what we're talking about. We haven't fully decided, so we're just gonna wing this one, all right? And there's gonna be no complaints. You get what you get. You don't get upset. So, I want to talk about. Frankie, you all right?
I actually couldn't get in there for a second. I wasn't acting.
So we started a new series for rules. We did an episode on medic rules, so check that one out. But this one, we're going to talk about like weapon class rules, touch on chrono a little bit. We are all holding SMGs. This thing is an ancient relic and it weighs like 4,000 pounds. MP5. Is that MP7?
I have an MP7.
This is a King Arms PDW, which I think is probably one of the best ones on the market.
Except for the mags, but apparently,
User error.
Yeah.
Frankie, what was
Yeah.
that? Frankie Shud again?
It's a King Arms PDW.
He thinks it's great, but couldn't get the mag in.
No, because it's basically an M4. It takes MP5 mags and it doesn't need an adapter.
It's called an MP9.
So
AR9.
Okay.
And that's actually a good talking point.
Okay, yeah, let me ask, what is the benefit of taking those mags, like, what do you gain just instead of just running the mags that it was born with?
Well, I mean, it's made for MP5 mags,
Transmatter.
but the thing is that one of these is about the same size as two M4 mags. So I mean, you get
So weight, okay.
And two
Yeah.
of those hold as much as one M4 mag.
Got
yeah,
it.
two of those exactly. But that like sometimes they're cheaper, sometimes they're not. But I mean, you can get used MP5 mags for like $5.
All right, so let me get this straight. That gun,
Yes.
out of the box, takes M4 mags.
No.
It takes MP5 mags.
Yes.
Then why is there an adapter to take an MP5 mag in?
Well, no. There's some guns like the Kilo 45, and then I think Angel Customs makes an adapter for MP5 mags, for M4 mag wells, and some producers that it's not in the spirit of the game to have an M4 with an MP5 mag
It has
because
to be an actual pistol caliber.
Gotcha.
it has to be an actual pistol caliber
perfect.
gun.
PCC.
Perfect. I
for
see where you're
aviation.
going with this. So,
Yeah.
for weapon class rules, he's basically saying when you go to a game and there's like an SMG class, it needs to actually be an SMG. Some producers don't like when you have a bunch of adapted ass shit.
Yeah, it can't be like this Drake.
Like
The breakout.
another perfect
Yeah.
example, this M110 on the table is a DMR, and that's because the real steel version takes like, what is it, a 7.62 caliber? which-
760
Yes.
by 51, yes.
Yeah, so that's why that is in the DMR class. So most producers, I think it's safe to say, you can't just take an M4, put a scope on it, keep it in semi-auto, and say I have a DMR.
Yeah, or put an MP5 magwell adapter in it and call it
An SMG.
An SMG.
Okay. So yeah, do you guys agree with all that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it should be a PCC that count as a SMG or something like the MP7 that's chambered in 5.7.
Okay.
Or, sorry, 4.6.
Yeah.
4.7.
And typically, too, I see almost in all cases, all of the weapons classes have different chrono limits, and I like that. Like, I
Yeah.
think, was it pistols and SMGs are usually around, like, 1 joule with 3
Roughly.
twos. And I think that's pretty safe. Like, you're probably going to be shooting someone up close with that.
And also, you can use full auto as an
Yeah,
SMG.
I like you can use
that's
if the
true.
gun has like a burst mode or a full auto, you're allowed to use them for SMG class, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
As that little added level of covering
How
fire.
do you guys feel about minimum engagement, though, with that full auto?
Well, it being lower FPS,
Yeah, I think
it
it's
sucks a
acceptable.
little less.
Now, is it normally... These can typically go full auto, but are you allowed to full auto indoors then?
Depends
Depends
on
on
the,
On the game? Okay, yeah. What do you think about that? Do you think if this SMG is limited to like a lower 1 joule limit, and that event allows full auto, do you think it should also be allowed to do full auto indoors?
I mean, I think it should be within a certain distance. That way, you don't get absolutely peppered to the
I
face.
mean-
Yeah.
But at the same time, like we all signed the waiver, so
Yes.
it kind of like
That's how I feel.
I know I'm guilty of just completely barrel stuffing around corners with my M4,
Dictate.
and I will just blast.
Yeah.
So I'm guilty of that. It's still fun. You signed the waiver to deal with it.
I mean, there's some AOs where, like, you're in a big gymnasium or something like that, and, like, on the other side's like 200 feet. Like, I don't see an issue with that, But on the other hand, it's like, oh, if I'm in a hallway or something like that, ooh, red dot. If I'm in a hallway or something, I'm shooting it out. Like, if I start full autoing, then the other person's going to get mad that I'm full autoing, and he's going to think that I'm running a rifle, but I'm not. I'm running an SMG. So then that can just cause a litany of issues. But outdoors, I don't see a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
outdoors.
I think honestly, if it's lower limits, I'm okay with shooting and getting shot by full auto.
Yeah.
I mean, I would even go to say I don't even think it matters, and it's just people like being respectful. Like,
especially
you shouldn't full auto for me to you.
I was
away.
at an event in Canada, and the limits were actually less than we have here in the States with full auto, and I had to pull BBs out of my skin.
Wow.
From full auto point blank indoors.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
some
I'm
people
just saying,
do
like,
just
that's-
have a heavy finger.
That was one of the reasons that other world events, other than Downfall, we never allowed SMGs with full auto because it caused more problems for us anyway than it was worth with minimum engagements and stuff like that in the indoor.
Yeah, that's a
and that,
completely
and
different
that also makes
monster.
sense now that systems are coming out with HPA capabilities like this, where you can have the RPS set like really high.
Yeah,
So
it's a danger
with a
zone.
set RPS, I mean, either set the RPS super low and it has to stay that way, or else you get in trouble, or just don't full auto.
Or,
at that point.
or here's something innovative. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, that's true.
Airsofters not be a dick.
Yeah, it's impossible.
I honestly,
Impossible.
I do appreciate every now and then you go to the games and they just cut out all the bullshit and discussion we just had, and it's just no full auto, and that I can appreciate that too. But so let's move up a class. Let's move up like what will be next, like marksman, like your typical
It'd be just rifleman.
Yeah.
Rifle
Oh yeah,
class,
you're right.
M4s, AKs.
Yeah, I'm definitely setting the shit down, tired of holding it.
Yeah.
I have an
I got
MP7.
this.
So when
Stop
you
it.
move up, I would call this like the average class of airsoft, and that's like your M4. There are some like AK guys out there, and that's when I'd say the chrono limits are usually like 1.4 to 1.6 maybe.
1.5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
around there.
joules.
And that's just you can go indoors with it. Are there minimum engagement distance for? No? Yeah.
Depends.
Okay.
That's
It depends on the producer, depends on the event, but most places now they've cut that out and they just do no minimum engagement distance for anything and deal with it.
Well,
Don't want to get shot point blank. Don't enter
exactly.
buildings.
That's why I agree
Don't
with
play
that.
airsoft if you don't want to get shot.
Yeah,
point
you're
blank.
gonna take what I think is the most common class. Like someone who's getting in airsoft, they're probably just gonna buy an M4. A lot of people just build an M4, HP an M4.
Not another M4.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like you shouldn't have crazy restrictions on something. Like you're gonna take the most common gun, and then it's like, well, now I can't even use it because you can't do this, that, and the
You're
other
gonna take
with
the
it.
most common gun. You're gonna put MP5 mags in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
9 mil
yeah.
conversion.
do you guys have anything else to really add about the rules or classes for, like the riflemen?
just no full auto. That's really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I think rifleman class, in my opinion, I think rifleman class should have full auto capability depending on your squad size, and it can only be in an open area.
Yeah.
What do you think
Or-
about just doing 3-round bursts?
Or 3-round burst.
Yeah,
too, yeah.
but then how are you going to control everyone doing 3-round bursts?
Well, I was going to say if you do have riflemen with full auto capabilities, I think it should at least be a game where the amount of ammo you can carry or the reloading rules are a little strict. Simply just because then, hey, if you want full auto, that's fine, but just you're going to burn through the ammo that you have on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of take the risk of it, and
Yeah.
but like, yeah, I definitely think it'd be cool for like more open air events. It'd be cool for rifleman class to have like a 3-round burst capability, just
Yeah.
for that fact of laying down that coverage, because our team doesn't have an LMG, for instance.
That's true.
Like if your team doesn't have an LMG, then somebody should get designated to have the 3-round burst capability, and they have to wear something that
Or
says.
somebody should buy an LMG.
No, I'm just making up. We have guys with LMGs,
Which
on
is
the
a
team,
which is a
but
great segue.
to
to
LMGs.
LMG, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I actually was going to skip that. I forgot all about it, even though my good friend always LMGs.
An M4 with a box mag does not count as an LMG.
Now, I
Yeah.
will say, I think there is an exception for the Crytek
LMG.
because it is a Crytek LMG.
it
but-
has a belt upper.
Well,
for
see, the thing is,
belt.
it does accept M4 mags, and see, there are some.
249 does too, though.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. This is a great question for LMG
be.
class. The LMG, I actually think their chrono limits are typically above riflemen, right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes I see it a lot.
Yeah.
But now
but they have a MED of like 50 feet
that's
or
true.
something like that.
Yeah, that's true. LMGs then in turn have a minimum engagement distance. But do you think that it's acceptable? I've seen this allowed and not allowed at events. When you have an LMG, Sometimes they make that a class that's required to have a sidearm if you're going to get close. Other times, if they have, I want to say, a lower chrono limit that's closer to riflemen, they are allowed to take the box mag out and put an M4 mag in to go inside.
No,
You don't like
no,
that?
I don't like that. I mean,
Well,
if the gun can go
If it's
semi-auto,
select fire,
that's fine.
Okay.
But if it's like a 249, then no, then you need a sidearm.
Gotcha. Okay.
Could you imagine someone breaching, clearing a room with a 240?
If it has an M4 mag and the chrono limits are rifleman class, I don't see it being an issue, but I do see it being an issue of people like following
That's
it.
why we always, at our events, everyone wanted the LMG limits to be higher than the rifleman, and I never did because, like, I let you then, if you can select semi, you're in the same safety as the rest of the
That's what I
players.
mean. If the LMG limits are higher, then absolutely not. That should not be something that you can just slap an M4 mag in.
Yeah.
But I think if it's the same chrono limit as a rifleman, I think you should be able to do that. I mean, it still is a class of its own because you can have those drum mags and box mags. Oh, there we go.
Couple goodies here. Give me.
So here, we should have had this. This is like
That's
rifleman
rifleman
class.
class. That's Greg's
HPA.
HPA rifle class.
The thing I forgot to mention was I do like these and the SMG class because they're light. So running around with something like this all day might be something to consider when you pick your class or your build.
Oh,
LMGs can definitely get kind of heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, except not this one. This one's a featherweight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Paramount.
I like when
But
they came out with
also
those.
That's
too
whole
that
7,000 BBs, though.
the what?
It does hold 7,000 BBs though, so that can get kind of heavy.
True.
Yeah.
But the big trade-off of being able to use full auto is the weight. So the featherweight kind of negates that. But I mean, like your RPKs.
It's still a big ass gun.
Yeah, it still is. Well, bring that over here.
I'm holding this
It's
now.
no. I was just going to do a size comparison.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh.
buddy.
I mean,
Don't
it's
touch tips in front of me. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is too, it's like this is like awkward and I don't know. I never ran LMG, but I don't think I'd like the box mag. You can only hold it like a few certain ways, and it's just adapting. It's adapting to that play style.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with the LMG, you get that massive mag that holds thousands of BBs for that cover fire.
Yeah.
I just realized there's a bipod in front of where the bipod should be.
But-
Why is
well,
that, Greg?
Because the original
that was
bipod
a boneyard
sucks.
body that I got, and it did not come with the standard bipod.
Oh,
Also, the standard bipod on the
My
featherweight
tetanus
is
shot.
dog shit.
Yeah.
Well, we can move up to the DMR class now, I suppose.
Trade out the eye candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so take that stupid Draco off.
So this
Draco.
this is DMR, designated marksman rifle. This class, one thing I'm going to say now, because I always snipe, I cannot stand, I don't care if you're comparing it to what's realistic, because at the end of the day, this is airsoft, and you are not shooting as far as a real gun.
Adults playing with toys.
Yes, adults playing with toy guns. I personally dislike when you have a game where the rules allow the DMRs and snipers to have the same chrono limits. And the only reason that makes me butthurt is because when I have a bolt action sniper rifle, I like being able to have slightly more range than something like this that has faster follow-up shots being semi-auto.
Yeah.
So I know some games I just deal with it, I'll still snipe, but for DMR, they're typically, I'd say, closer to like 2 to 2.5 joules at the chrono, and you need a sidearm. There's a minimum engagement distance, and a lot of people, I think it's safe to say, run heavier BBs because when you have more power, you're gonna run something heavier, and you just have that range. And DMRs are usually like when you're a sniper, you need a DMR spotter. I was gonna say one more thing. When you at most events you go to, when there's a spotter, I feel like it's usually, I don't know if it has to be a DMR. Can you have spotters that are like a rifleman, or is
I prefer that, honestly, because
Really?
if I get into
Rifleman's ideal.
if I get into a situation that a DMR has an MED of
Yes.
75 feet to 100 feet, that if someone pushes us, we're screwed.
Yep.
So if I have someone with a rifle and not a DMR, this is not a DMR because DMRs have 7.62 mags or bigger.
Yep.
And
30
they're
cal
not,
round.
and not like 7.62 AK mags. I don't consider that a DMR, but
That's
some
a
people
7.62
do.
by 39. It's not a large caliber.
Exactly, it's intermediate. So I mean, like, I'd rather have someone with a rifle to back me up and shoot people up close than a DMR that can also
The
shoot
minimum
far away.
engagement is the key there. Like
Yeah.
I would like to be able to shoot within the minimum engagement if the situation happens.
Yeah.
Most producers though don't do the sniper spotter classes like we did. Like
Okay.
we did, so.
I like that. I like having a designated spotter that's supposed to be with you because, like you said, when shit hits the fan, even if it is something like this, I just like having something that's semi-auto that's not my sidearm, another person with a semi-auto rifle. But yeah, I think a rifleman actually is. It is nice though when you have this and a sniper rifle, and as long as you don't get your shit pushed in, you have two like good range ass guns. So you can sometimes you can hold it down, other times you get smoked.
Well, I know at games like at OXL that their fall series that I was running solo as a sniper and I got pushed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I can't do anything now. But
So you just died.
yeah, pretty much.
Sat there and take it.
Well, I mean
Classic Frankie.
that game was so lopsided anyway. It was just like, meh. But that's a great segue though to snipers.
Oh.
Yeah, sniping, obviously my favorite one.
What? I thought
really
you hated sniping, blind sniper.
Yeah.
'Cause you're blind. You can't see shit.
I don't even have any of my sniper rifles here today. I just brought this. But yeah, sniping, I like it. I like the satisfaction of the single shot. As far as the rules, I feel like it's not always directly outlined, but basically you need a sidearm. Like, I can see maybe with a DMR and not... You just have to accept that when they're in your MED, you can't shoot them. But a sniper rifle, considering it's like single action with typically the highest range, I've seen anything from like 2.8 to 3.2 joules, even higher if you go out of the country. But yeah, sniping has the highest limits. You get the most range. You should have a sidearm. They have the largest MED. I can't think of any other like restrictions or...
I saw somewhere that you need a bipod.
Oh, yeah. Actually...
But I think it's stupid.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, hey.
Greg has a whole armory
Greg
upstairs.
has a whole
Every
armory.
one of the.
There we go. One of the most solid setups I like.
All right, put your chub away, will you?
Yeah. Wolverine electronic bolt VSR 10 platform. This is
electronic
Oh,
bolt.
what?
there's two different versions of the Wolverine bolt. There's the Bolt M and the original bolt, which is electronic. And this one is the electronic one. I think it's the best. It's an electronic solenoid, and it takes a battery just like an HPA. But you can just have like the straight pull is nicer, and it eliminates anything with a piston. There's no more piston or sears, whereas the Bolt M has that. But yeah, sniping, I don't really think they get too much hate. Maybe if you're shooting people in the head. I know there's tons of drama with Kicking Mustang, but I love watching him shoot people in the face and them get mad. I feel like if I were ever in that country and people got so mad about it, I don't get how people don't throw hands more. It gets pretty bad over there. But that's the thing with sniping. You need to obey by the minimum engagements because you can really fuck someone up if you shoot them too close with this. And I've done it by accident. It was actually my own teammate and friend. I was about to take a shot, and as I was pulling the trigger, he ran in front of me, and it was like 50 feet, and in the neck, and he was bleeding.
I was on the receiving end once that there was someone sniping a trailer tenant ambush, and I went right in front of him. I got shot point blank by a sniper in the neck.
Yeah,
Not the only time you're on the receiving end, Frankie.
Oh wait, it's not an MTW. I can't bash you over that.
Back to what you were saying about having whatever class having a scope. I have seen, I don't even know what event it was, but for a DMR, they had so many things to make it a DMR. It had to be the correct caliber. It had to have an optic that had glass and magnification, which I kind of like that because it really makes it, you have to have the gun built correctly for the class.
Yeah, and like a bipod and stuff.
I think it maybe even did have a bipod. Yeah, that was another thing. It had to have a barrel that was so long.
So you can't run an SR25K.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because with Airsoft, you could take, honestly, any gun that's semi-auto, and if you have the right size barrel in it, and you crank it up enough, it can shoot the same distance as anything else. So that's why all of these classes we talk about, I think it's important that they are that class, and they have their limitations and restrictions.
Yep. Oh, one more thing. Anti-tank. AT.
Oh, like the things that shoot chalk rounds and shit?
Yeah, chalk rounds, tag launchers.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty...
class.
What?
Yeah.
The Coulter class.
The Coulter class. Well, I know Fold Gap, the event that we've been to a couple times, that they have a dedicated AT class. So like you have to have a launcher and it has to be approved by
I always
staff.
just feel like, I mean, I'm a Star Wars geek, but I always feel like that is Scorch, Republic Commando, through and through, just blowing shit up.
Yeah.
So that's definitely an interesting class.
Usually, I could be wrong, but in real world, usually the LMG gunner is the guy that has the mic.
Okay.
Usually, like they're
They have that like slung on the side or
yeah, they have
something.
the mic slung to the side, and their main go to is the saw.
Now those, I don't really think you can chrono those, right? When it shoots like a big ass, like those are usually limited out of the box when you get them. It's the projectile that has its rules and restrictions, right?
Yeah, that
Like you can't have some fucking 3D printed custom thing that
yeah.
Yeah,
like
you can't
I
have
guess there's weight
I
limits on
hate
it.
when there's 3D printed rounds at events because they never work properly and all they do is cause all kinds of controversy.
Yeah.
Just like a GTI.
Yeah.
I feel like there has to be some type of weight restriction too. I don't know
Okay.
if that's actually checked, but if you have something that's heavy, like it's gonna, hold energy longer if the gun can power to shoot it, and you get hit with something that like, I don't know, weighs as much as a baseball versus like a tennis ball, you get hit in the head with it, that could
Well,
knock you out.
there's usually MEDs with that though too. It's usually
Okay.
about the same as sniper MEDs, or you have to launch it out of a vehicle. Which I mean, a vehicle, it's a lot harder than a human. It's a lot less squishy. So I mean,
Yeah. So I mean, do you guys have any rules in terms of just pick any weapon class or one rule that you dislike or like? If hate to be negative, but the rule that I dislike the most is the one I said, and that's when a sniper rifle and a DMR share the same chrono limit. And again, I understand it. If I choose to go to the game and I pay to go, I will adapt to it. But if I had to choose, I just don't like that because I like if something is single shot bolt action, I like it to have a slight advantage over something that's semi-auto.
I would say rifleman full autoing.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one too.
Yeah, I hate actually, even though rec fields, I know we're not talking a lot about them, but like, I don't like when rec fields allow full auto. Like, I think it just causes so much
Like period.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if they want to do an SMG rule or an LMG rule, that's one
Yeah.
thing, but having, like, ambush sometimes 300 to 500 players over the last couple years with all shooting full auto, it gets a little crazy.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and then it causes fights and everything.
Yeah.
Now here's a question: what about for something that isn't in any of these classes, but more in the sidearm class? What about the capability for a full auto pistol?
Ooh, I think it'll fall under SMG.
Yeah,
Think so?
I think so
Yeah.
too. Because typically, this is kind of like a gray area as well. But I've used an SMG as a sidearm, which I have seen in rules where they say that a sidearm either has to be a pistol or an SMG, or like can't be an SMG.
Or lower caliber, man.
Yeah, lower caliber. But I think that that's acceptable if again it's within the lower chrono limits.
Because I see like these like Glock 18Cs and stuff that have a full auto capability, but you can't use them.
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's what's unfortunate. The
Yeah.
manufacturers make all of these platforms with the capabilities to shoot like super high on the chrono, or they have them with the full auto capabilities. And this is if you take the factor out that people will take it home, mod it, like short stroke it, or make it shoot full auto. This is how it comes out of the box. And then someone will buy that and then take it to a field, but they can't use it. I mean, you don't have to always use your setup to its full potential.
I just think it'd be
It's
cool
nice
to have
but-
like, for like instance, the rifleman, not necessarily rifleman class, but just have a class where you have to have a sidearm, or you choose to have a sidearm. I think it'd be cool to have a full auto option.
Yeah.
Just for that factor, just
Yeah, if the rules allowed, I definitely would agree with that because that is why I used an SMG as a sidearm for a little bit, for like a season, just because I had, even if it was a full auto pistol, it's something that is bigger, holds more rounds, and it just put down more firepower when I was being pushed, when my only primary is a bolt action. And it was nice to pull out an MP5K and just full auto people coming at me and not get eliminated.
Yeah, I mean that'd be like the best for a classic. You can only semi. That'd be cool to have like a full auto pistol
Yeah.
just for that spray effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Keep some heads down.
depending on the situation, it's almost like you wouldn't even choose to run X gun if you couldn't use it in a certain way.
Yeah, like I wouldn't choose to run this if I couldn't run full auto because it's smaller mags, smaller profile. Like I'd rather run a rifle if I had to run semi-auto.
Oh, one thing before we wrap this up. What about shotguns?
Um,
How are those? Like, they're lower limits, right? They typically can shoot like multiple BBs at once,
3 to 6 is the typical shotgun.
and they're. I feel like
or
they're.
6 to 8 if it's the MTW.
I don't want to say
Yeah.
they're slept on in like a dangerous way, but I feel like they're typically kind of like inaccurate. So there's
Some
not
of the
many-
most ass I've ever kicked in airsoft is running a shotgun.
Really.
Yeah.
I thought
remember
about
I used to
trying
scare the
that.
death out of people at ambushes, come in pumping and through the
So,
door.
come in
but my
pumping.
arms. I'll tell you what, my arms would be so sore for a week after a day with a pump shotgun.
After pumping for
my
so
arms
long.
would hurt
Oh,
so
yeah.
bad.
I mean, and it's kind of the same issue with snipers. Like,
Oh, whoa,
by the
hey
time
now.
by the time I shoot 20 rounds, or no, by the time I shoot one shot with a shotgun, I could get 20 rounds with this
Mhm.
downrange. So I mean,
Now, what about a shotgun that's been tap adapted to an M4 mag?
Yeah, see, now that gets in. If you have a semi-auto shotgun, it's cool if you want to like run it because like it is a shotgun by the way it's designed and looks. But you could just run an M4 at that point if you have what is it, an AA-12?
or
Well, now they have
Full
the
auto, full auto.
Yeah,
shotgun.
dude, like that. It's like
Yeah.
it's the same
the
shit,
M4
different day.
or the
has-
G&G shotgun, the ESG B10. But the problem with that though is you just burn through ammo.
Yeah,
insanely
see,
fast.
when I say shotgun, I meant your pump shotgun.
Oh.
But what about
You meant
Your-
a real
your
real
pump-
shotgun.
Yes.
what about? Well, there's semi-auto shotguns.
There is
For
really an
airsoft,
AA-12, so.
yeah.
No. I'm talking about like an actual like.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a Winchester
Oh, here we go.
SX4.
Oh, more toys.
Speaking of,
Not by the mag.
Oh.
Not by the mag.
not by the mag, Frankie.
Yeah.
If there's no airline, it's not gonna go off.
Yeah, so this is cool.
Put your mouth around it, blow into it.
Don't one hand.
Come
Okay?
as you are.
Kurt Cobain POV.
Ouch.
Yeah, so this I mean,
Cheer.
High tier.
this is I mean, you could view this as like a CQB sniper rifle in terms of single shots, but it's a pump action shotgun, not a bolt action sniper rifle, which just has, lower limits. So this would definitely make like a cool CQB gun.
I've played at Striker with this, and
Hi.
the amount of people that scream and cry when they just hear it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Cheer.
All right, I mean, we can wrap this one up. Let us know in the comments what class is your favorite one, what rules you like and dislike, and whatever class you choose, just make sure that you go over the rules to the event that you're going to, and you're prepared for any restrictions, and just adapt and overcome and follow the rules. And most importantly, call your hits.
Autobots wage a battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.